Hello. Welcome to DK Bowl Chat. Today I am starting on a new painting and it's going to be of a forest path. So I have white gesso on the canvas, and today when I finish it will be to this point. This is what it's going to look like when I finish today, and then I will continue. So stick with me and please come back and watch the next video as well. On this brush I have cad yellow as well as a little bit of warm gray and a little bit of white, and I'm going to see how light it's going to be. Well, it's a little bit yellow, that's fine. I'll mix it into the wet gesso that's on here. This is white wet gesso. I just put it on right before I turned on the camera using a 1-inch brush, and I'm just kind of crisscross painting in here. And anytime you get a hair on the canvas like I did right there, you just poke it and it'll come off. It's as easy as that. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to blend this a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely blended out, it's fine, but blend it enough. So I'm going to rinse off my brush, wipe it on the tablecloth, and then go back in and blend it. I'm just going to crisscross it in. I want to put it over the top as well. Not that you're going to see that, but it's sort of a warm yellow. It's a sunrise in the mist behind this. There's going to be a forest on this. Bunch of trees. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're painting with me. And if so, yeah, you just want to get the paint that is in the tubes like this and the colors that I listed. Whoops, there we go. Fix it. Brush wet again. Wipe it off and blend that out. We're not going to see this part because it's going to be covered with ground, so it's not a big deal. I don't have to continue with it. I don't want it to be yellow or on any particular part of the canvas. Just light yellow. Like I don't want stark yellow on here. I mixed it with white. That hair came back. I got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start sketching in where the trees are gonna go, and I've got a script liner to do that. And the script liners look like this. I'm gonna go into brown and ultramarine. So this is burnt umber and ultramarine. The ones that are farthest away are gonna be a little bit lighter than the ones that are closer, but it's not that noticeable in this picture. So I've got burnt umber, ultramarine, and I'm gonna roll my brush onto the palette and start putting in where the trees are. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's blending with it, it's okay. Right here, where it's kind of chalky, means I need to get water and go right back into the paint. I don't want to take water and go to the canvas because I'll be painting through a swimming pool. I don't want to do that. I want to go into the paint. It will mix the water, tone it down a little bit, and have less water in this brush. There we go, right over the top of that. And again, back in the black. It's sort of a brown, dark brown. So it's burnt umber, ultramarine. So it's brown and blue. Trees are fun. There's not a lot of, you're not gonna mess up on it, that's what I'm trying to say. As long as your top of the tree, well, some trees, the tops of them are bigger, but for the most part, your top of the tree is going to be smaller than the bottom of the tree. Just going over wherever it needs it. And how far down? I don't need to go much further because this is all going to be ground in the front. Trees do not have to be straight. They're probably wouldn't be straight in nature. They're busy fighting for light and nutrients and everything they need to survive. So your tree doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It doesn't look right if it is. And these guys are pretty straight right now. And we'll make the next one not so straight. I've had students tell me they can't paint because their hand's too wobbly, but you know what? Trees are not straight, so you can do it. You can do it with a wobbly grip of your brush. You don't have to have it be perfectly straight, and yeah. And then when I do put the ground in, I'll just go right over the bottom of these trees. Getting more paint. And I'm not concerned with this right here, where it came over the line, and that right there. I'm gonna have foliage on here, so it's gonna cover up a lot. I do wanna put some on the top here. I have that covered. Going right back into the paint. This is burnt umber and ultramarine. There we go. That one's kind of crooked. That's good. We're gonna go for crooked. There we go. And the pathway, this guy's gonna be further back, but the pathway's gonna be right in here somewhere. And we'll get that later. We'll go right over the base of the trees to put that in. There we go. This to me is so relaxing to paint this in. It's just, you can totally check out and do it. And it's kind of mixing with the gesso, that's okay. It's close enough. Getting more paint. And there's a big tree on the end after I get this top on here. I like script liners. Good fun to paint with. And there's going to be some twigs, or branches, twigs. There'll be branches in here. But first I want to put in that big tree, and I'm going to use a bigger brush than the script liner. I think I'll put the outside line of it, and that's it, and I'll fill it in. There we go. It's going to be all tree from here on over. Might even notice some of the bark. It's not that close to us, but we'll make it. There we go. I'm gonna fill that in with a bigger brush. Otherwise, we'd be here for quite a while, and I don't want to do that. I mean, I do, but it's fine. I have other things I have to do as well, so come in here with brown, fill that in. Goes right over the edge. This is just a round brush. There we go. And it's still picking up the gesso, which is fine. I put it on there wet. Just getting the tops of them. I'm gonna go from water into the paint. It's drying, getting dry, so I'm gonna go right over the top of that. And then I've got some on the edges of the tree, which I can fix with probably a knife would do really well. I could even take a brush from the side. I'll show you. Okay. So this guy I'm going to set down for now. And let's see, what could I use? I could use a fan brush. I'm just pulling from the side over. And I don't know if you notice or not, but I'm pulling and I'm also kind of curving down and up. Like the illusion of it being a round tree. There's a round trunk. And yes, I'm painting with my right hand here. Really not that ambidextrous. I can write with it if I have to, but not as well as my left hand. Okay, and then even over the sides, which I can get later. I can make this color and get it later. It's a big tree. This guy's not so big. Just gonna pull some of that. I've got built up paint on the edge. Pull some of it back over. And these guys might be a pathway, or you know, foliage in the front of it. Pathway's gonna be in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna, I thought of a Bible verse. These guys are out in the forest and they are, well, this is not yet, but these trees are out in the forest and God has provided everything they need to live. And there's a Bible verse that says, I have everything I need for life and godliness. And it reassures us that we are not in lack we are in abundance with the Lord. And I am very grateful for that verse. It's encouraging. I meditate on it along with other verses in the morning when I get up and at night when I go to bed to keep my mind straight. Going on the straight path. So we're going to put in a path. I'm not going to do it yet. I want to put in the trees first. So I've got more trees to do, and I have the script liner. I also have this brush. I'm going to go thinner and do the script liner again. I need to thin down the paint. And pretty quick here, I'm going to put some foliage in there too. Need to go up the top to the other side. I'll put in a couple branches. That one's reaching out, huh? And we've got a couple over here too. And the water and the paint. Trees are my favorite to paint. You might think it was hummingbirds, but really it's trees. Although I like hummingbirds. This is 11 by 14 canvas. Just FYI. And I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna see that this guy's got some over the top, I think. You guys, you're over the top. I need to go on the side, which I can do later. Okay, I'm ready for some green. Bring in the green. So I have a little fan brush. And I've loaded it with some hooker's green and also some bright green. I'm gonna go far back in the picture and put this on the painting on the top of the tree here. There we go. And just put it in there, and this will help put the paint on there the way it would be with the pine needles. And I'm just touching it with the brush. We're not making a Christmas tree, so I'm not concerned about that. And I want to leave enough light showing through. I don't have any issue with that right now, but I don't want to get so rambunctious painting the trees that all of a sudden I no longer have a background of sky. I want to leave the sky showing through. I'm just touching this with a fan brush. It does all the work. I'm just, yeah, giving it a place to go. Getting more paint. And if you're painting with me and your paint is not sticking, go to another tree. I wouldn't wet it down because you want it to be thicker and green. Because a thinner paint would stick on a thicker paint, but we don't want to have it be so thin you're seeing through it. So if you're not sticking, like this one's starting not to stick, I can just go to another tree on the other side. Be fine. There we go. That branch comes right in front of the trunk. And another brush I can use as I can use a 1-inch brush with no water. Don't wet it down first. Typically, art teachers have you wet down the brush. Don't do that. Not with this painting. And for a 1-inch brush, it would be, you want to look for one that has somewhat straight bristles, right? And tap that into the paint. I'll try that one. See what kind of a pattern I get. So I can practice it in a place that you're not going to see it. That's the pattern it's going to give me. So I'm going to turn it over and put it up here. That's pretty good. It's a bright green on that end. I need to get more dark green on it. We're going to put more trees in, but for now, I'm putting in some of the foliage on these trees. Otherwise, they'd be sitting back there cold. Put some foliage on them. Maybe not so much on this big one, but we'll see. Just because it's so big, it's probably all clear up at the top. I'll put some over here too. And if any gets on the edge of this, I will paint it with brown over the top of it. That tree's going to come in front of it. Those guys are looking pretty healthy. If you're painting with me, your goal is to have it be more of a pattern that has some of the sky showing through, not like this with a big blob of paint, but it's okay. I can put a tree trunk in front of that. But the goal is to have it look more natural, like pine needles on a tree. There we go. And if you are painting along with me, that's awesome. I'm glad. Let me know. Let me know if you're painting with me. I'd love to hear from you. Before I became an artist, I didn't even know I could paint. But back in 2004, I got together with a friend of mine that created art, and I painted with her like once a month or so at her house, just checking it out, seeing what it took. And yeah, in late 2004, I became an artist and I started painting because I had finished a painting that I was okay with. And every painting has its own challenges, so it's not like you get tired of it. I don't know if you like doing a bunch of different things, but painting is fun to do because it is always a challenge. And I like the challenge part of it. There we go. That's really good where the pine needles are really showing on it. So the paint is less on my brush right now. Just tapping in a little bit here and there. There might be a tree over here reaching that way. Okay, so I'm gonna get another tree trunk in. I'm gonna put that brush down, get in the water, back to the paint, and go and put another tree trunk in the middle here. Just come right down over the top of that. There we go. It's gonna look natural because it's gonna have multiple trees with light still showing through. There we go. Touch it down to the ground. Yeah, so I didn't know I could paint and started in 2004, and in 2005 I sold my first painting, and after that I kept selling paintings and doing art shows, and I love it. Like I said, every single painting is a challenge, and I like challenges, so I will not get tired of it. I remember someone said to me, well, how long are you going to be painting? And I said, well, I don't know. You know what? I'm still painting, so it's like I'm not planning on quitting anytime soon. Okay, so right here, I want to take off any of the texture that I have, which I'm seeing a little bit of texture. There we go. So I can put foliage or a pathway and not have the texture show through. In fact, why don't I put the pathway in? I've got some of this burnt sienna, and I'm going to mix that with a corner of the brown over here. I'm going to put that in with a fan brush. I have some pretty large fan brushes, which are fun. I'm going to put that in with that so that I can see where my ground is. That ought to work. And it's a number 6 going into the burnt sienna and a little bit of burnt umber. And even a little bit of the sky color I think will work. All right. I'll come right over the top of that little, this is just my ground. I'm just tapping, and I want to keep the brush. Do you see how it's kind of making a curve? I don't want it to do that, so I've got to come straight up and come straight down into the painting to get it to be more like a forest ground. And that pathway's getting pretty big. I don't need it to be that big, but plants are going to go over the edges of it. Do I want the paint? Yeah, it's going to go right down the middle. That's fine. I don't typically go for the middle, but I'm going for the middle. Getting closer to us, so I'm getting more burnt umber on here. But yeah, even as a kid, I didn't know I could paint. I loved doing art, and I used to give my parents things that I made out of, you know, egg cartons, whatever. I mean, things we had around the house, because I had 3 brothers and money was tight, so I would make stuff, but I never was, as a kid, I wasn't encouraged to create art because it's not, according to some people, it's not something you can make a living off of. So I wasn't encouraged to do art and paint, and it wasn't until I was in my early 40s that I tried it and I loved it, and I have not looked back. So yeah, if you're painting with me, that's awesome. I'm gonna set this down. I can rinse it off later, and I will. I'm gonna put in more trees. All right, this one needs more branches on it. Going into the brown again. painting with your family, that's great. Why not? Let them start young, right? If you're a homeschooler and you're teaching art, that's great. I have so many videos of creating different kinds of art with acrylic paint. And acrylic paint is non-toxic. Okay, so we've got those in. I'm gonna need to put foliage back here, and that's gonna be with a 1-inch brush. And I can get that. So the one I used for the tree is pretty close knit here. What I need is one that's more expanded to make like that. And they all look the same when they started. But now they're all different. I'm gonna need more green, that's fine. I'm gonna come in here and put in a little bit of foliage back here because it wouldn't be all white like this. And we'll go right over the tree trunk again. Don't worry about that tree trunk being taken out. This could be ferns, it's probably bushes. It looks like it's bushes. I don't want to tap so much that I end up taking out the light in the background. I want the light to still be there. Would they be so uniform? No, they wouldn't. And it's picking up the color from the tree. It's fine. Green and brown, they make a nice green. So it's sort of an olive green. Yeah, back when I went to school, they didn't have, I wasn't encouraged to continue or pursue art. So it's just different times. It's good. I think it's good nowadays they do pursue that and teach that much more. Well, let's put some more foliage in here. And this is not the normal canvas that I use. This is a different canvas that I had in my supply. And I thought I'd do this painting just for you guys. I'm gonna put some olive green on here now. There might be different plants back here. Might even be some flowering plants, I don't know. We're still gonna put trees, we'll keep layering those on there too. It's nice, this green's kind of transparent. I can still see the tree. Not that I would need to see it to make a new or to put in more. Then we come down further onto here. There we go. With some of the foliage. This could be, I don't know, azaleas, bushes, just a natural bush you might see in a forest. I'm gonna put the tree back onto the picture. Back in the brown. I dipped the script liner in water first. I'm just going to break down to the pathway. I think that might be better. And this one has more blue-brown in it. Go right over that. And right here. When you press down on the script liner, it's going to make it whiter. Whiter, W-I-D-E-R, not W-H-I-T-E-R. Okay, we'll get this tree trunk in. These guys are in front of the foliage. This area here is going to be it's going to be pretty busy. We'll still see some light behind it. Putting that tree back. There we go. I'm putting a little bit more blue into the brown. But yes, I'm very glad I learned I could paint. And I've continued with it. Very thankful for it. I praise God for that. Putting that tree back. So there's going to be foliage in front of the trees as well. But those guys are behind the trees. Those bushes. I need to put the edge of this tree in again. I did it before, I can do it again. I'm just going to get the extra paint that's making it, the line there, and take that down. There we go. A bit thicker. Okay, I'm ready for some more foliage on the trees and more trees in the background. I'm just going to repeat. Let's make one behind here. So this little grove is, the little group that I have in here is in front of it, so we're going to need some back there too. And across the top. If you're going to leave it unframed on your art, just go right over the top. Okay, so I just went over the line. I can fix that. I crossed the line. There we go. Yeah, that works. Problem solved. And then which one's in front? I think this guy's going to be in back, so we'll put this back, and it'll be back behind that tree. I can fix this part right here. Put paint straight down. There we go. Okay, more green. Okay, we're going to put more in there. I'm curious to see what the top's going to look like when I get done, because I'm just painting over the top of this without really looking at it. That looks really good. I like that. I like the way that one came in. It just puts like a little pattern on there. You want it to look as realistic as possible. So you can look closer at fir trees and see how their pine needles look. And go back to the script liner. So I want the branch on top of here. Nice. And the trees coming in. Okay. Make the top a little bit more. I need to be aware of if I'm making it in front or in back. Originally they were all going to be in back, but I'm going to see if I can put the green over the top and make it again be in the back. It's so easy to fix a forest if you have a tree that's kind of standing out. Needs a little help. You can fix it. Going into the water, it's trying to dry up. It's like a 73, it's not like it, it is a 73-degree day today. It's trying to dry the paint. Okay, that one's gonna need some green on it. It'll be fine. Nobody will be the wiser. I think trees are so lovely. And they bring peace too. You just feel, I mean, I feel calm around them. Definitely. More trees. We gotta have more trees. This is a grove of trees. We're gonna have a few more. My script liner's coming apart. It's like trying to come apart. I'm not gonna let it. I just had to wet it down and go in the paint. Okay. That'll work. And this up here's too thick. I'm gonna put green over it. That'll help. Okay, going for the green now. Set this down. I don't think I need water. I'm just gonna go into the green. There's a bigger part right here. Put the green right over it. And since the paint's still wet, it's having trouble sticking. I'm getting more paint. I could thin down the paint a little bit, but then it won't make the print like I want it. So when I stamp it on there, it's not gonna make the design that I want it to have. It will, I'm gonna make it, but I'm just saying, that's why I don't wet it down further. The answer usually, I just went into the water just now, just to the paint, but usually when a paint won't stick to the other paint, it's because it needs to be thinned down. But if you want it to leave a design, like a print, you know, like a design on there, then you need to leave it sort of thicker to make that happen. There we go. These are healthy trees. I mean, somebody must have went out and fed them while they were growing. Okay, so which one? That one's behind, so I need to bring this green back in front of it. There we go. A little bit of fuller done here too. You're going behind this green, so we'll just put some green over the top of it. This tree's gonna go back. We're pushing it back. Putting the green branches over the top of it. The green foliage. Yeah, the ones that are behind the bushes, they're gonna go further back. It's not a bad thing to have texture on it. It's just how much texture do you want on there. That's what you gotta think about. There we go, big branch, huh? There we go. And you can be in front, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to have all the branches covered up. It's fine. This one's in front. Okay. Yeah, very good. I'm gonna see if there's anywhere else I can put this green. I am putting water in the green now because it's drying up. But not so much I'll have a puddle, and it's still thick. There we go. And I was using the 1-inch brush too to do the green, so I'm gonna go back into that with the 1-inch. So I'm going to bring that tree back in the front. There we go. Just bring it forward. And you're also in the front. Script liner to do that. There we go. I'm just going to take time to go back over it with the tree if it needs to be brought in front of the screen. I'll go over it with brown. The script liner works best for that. This one's in back, so it doesn't matter. This one's in front, and this one's in the front. You're in front too here, but you don't really have to be in front of all. That's your green there. So we'll just use this right in. If it gets chalky like that, or just sort of breaking up, sticking to the canvas, but still leaving parts that were light that didn't have any paint, you just need more water and go back into the paint. Water and paint. The reference photo I'm looking at is on my computer, and it looks pretty much like that. It's not blank there, so I can put more over there. And I just need to touch up right there where I stopped. Putting in the base of the tree. Yeah, that's good. I didn't paint it over here, but I will. A whole bunch of brown. And I could do that later too. I got it started. That's a big tree. Put it right in here. So this right here, I can take that off if I wanted to with a Q-tip and a little bit of water. I know we just started that background today, but if I don't brush too much, it should take it off. And put in green, coming from another tree. And just touch up where that is. There we go. I think, it's fine in front of that tree. That tree's kind of pushed back with those. These are all good. Yeah, they're going to be in front of this one. trees in the background. I'm just touching the canvas with the brush. Need more trees, pretty far, I think. Yeah, the different tree, the plants, the foliage on the tree. And the pathway. Yeah, I'm glad you were here. Please like the video if you like it, and please subscribe to Decable Chat. Please share it with people that might enjoy it, might want something nice and calm and relaxing to watch. And also people that might want to learn how to paint. There we go. Yeah, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next video, hopefully, and we'll be soon, and we'll continue on this painting. More trees, more foliage, and more foliage in the foreground. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. God bless you.